Hi, this is Dr. Eric Kolker. This video is for physicians, lawyers, clergy, vocational rehabilitation consultants, and other professionals who may refer clients to me. It is to explain the follow-up letters and the data that I send back to professionals. It's part of my consistent practice to always measure the progress of my clients in psychotherapy. I also ask them for permission to write a follow-up letter to the professional who referred them. The reason for this is clear. It is feedback-improved therapy. As soon as someone measures and gets objective feedback, their performance improves. In the other videos on my homepage, I present the research that shows that this leads to a doubling of the effectiveness of psychotherapy. I measure two factors in my work with clients. The first is psychological distress. This helps us to track if the person is experiencing less psychological distress as a result of psychotherapy. I use the outcome rating scale. I also measure the therapeutic alliance or the sense of teamwork between the client and myself. This is measured by the session rating scale. Let's look quickly at these two instruments. This is the outcome rating scale, and it takes 30 seconds or a minute for a client to fill it out at the beginning of the session. This helps us to track if they're feeling better as a result of therapy. At the end of the session, the client fills in this session rating scale. This helps us to measure the sense of teamwork between the client and myself, and that way we can detect and repair any ruptures in the therapeutic alliance. This is the graph of the client's progress on the outcome rating scale. The dashed red line here is a clinical cutoff between clients who typically seek psychological services because they're experiencing psychological distress, and clients who do not seek out services because they're not reporting significant levels of distress. This thick blue line here is the track of the client's progress in psychotherapy. This grayish-green line is a progress of the client at the 25th percentile, whereas this orange line is a progress of the average client. This yellowish line at the top is a progress of the client at the 75th percentile. That means clients at this level are doing better than 75% of the clients who entered psychotherapy. This software is used by the US Navy and other large government departments. We see here that the client entered in psychological distress with a score on the ORS of 15.8. They reported improvement, which was sustained. There was a slight dip, and then the client improved until by the end, they were reporting that they were doing as well as a client at the 75th percentile. Turns out that this client did quite well in psychotherapy. The next graph is of the session rating scale. The dashed red line here separates those who do not report any problems in the therapeutic alliance, their raw score on the SRS is above 36, from clients who may be reporting problems in the therapeutic alliance. Their raw score is below 36. Clients with a raw score below 36 are at higher risk of premature dropout, termination, and not making as much progress in psychotherapy. In this particular instance, the client started with an initial rating of 29.6. This is in the zone that indicates that there may be problems in the therapeutic alliance. However, the research shows that if the therapist is able to build a stronger alliance with a client, then these clients progress the very best of all. The alliance rating starts out low and improves, then those clients improve by 1.4 standard deviations on the ORS. In this instance, that's what occurred. The client's ratings of the therapeutic alliance improved over time, until at the end they were reporting a raw score of 36.8 on the SRS. As you recall from the previous slide, they had improved as much as a client at the 75th percentile, so they had a good outcome to psychotherapy. The data in the follow-up letter can inform you about the level of psychological distress in the person that you referred. This can help you as a professional to make decisions about the person's need for further services, their readiness to return to work, or other decisions. Also, the graph gives data as to their sense of therapeutic alliance with myself. If a person reports an improving sense of therapeutic alliance or a strong sense of therapeutic alliance, they're much more likely to make progress in psychotherapy. Please feel free to contact me with any further questions or concerns. Goodbye.